All right, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I was having a battle with trying to get my currencies opening. Everything was open, but currencies wouldn't open. I had to shut down and start over again. So here we are. Let's see what's up today. Now, we've seen this wonderful dance by the ruling junta, whatever you want to call it, of Mr. Biden and so forth. How they are now saying, oh my goodness, the employment numbers are all messed up and, you know, they're weaker and we got to do something. They're going to twist and turn and they're going to dance and they're going to find a way to basically tell us how important it is to lower the interest rates. Yo-yo Robin. So, I mean, that is the magic of this, revolutionary guard of Mr. Biden's. They are going to find a way to lower those interest rates because the election's coming and they need to do something and no one trusts them anymore. The opposition basically is outpolling them by anywhere from 10 to 20% in different places around the country. So, what's the next magical dance? BLS! Doc's been talking about it for months and years. And these last 2 weeks, I've been naming things, webinars about it. And now, officially, they come out and tell us. Well, it was so obvious to us here at Dukascopy and the webinars and so forth that we've seen that. We know something's wrong when you put out a number and then the following month you adjust it. And then you put out a number this month and next month they'll adjust it. They've been doing that for a couple of years now. And so, as we said, Mr. Obama, back in like 2010 or 11, he shifted the Bureau of Labor Statistic where they moved the moving average out of it and put a stochastic into it or something of that nature. So in other words, it's a limit. It's like 0 to 100. So in other words, I always said it was going to get a point where we'd be almost minus under Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump was getting, and we were breaking records that were never seen ever in history. And people had money in their pockets and that people were earning more down in the lower income brackets than the higher income brackets. I hate it when they try to talk like Soviets and Leninists and so forth about the working class. I know billionaires that work their heart out just as hard as somebody that's a plumber or an electrician, sometimes even harder. So it is not, we're not fighting, this is not 1900, and we're not fighting the working class versus the ruling class. Not in America. Maybe the rest of the planet. And so we shouldn't get trapped into this homogenized point of view. But anyhow, back to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So, now they think they found a real, trick pony. It's the numbers are wrong. We got to stop this. California comes out and says it. The Federal Reserve in Philadelphia comes out and says it. This is the two main power sources of labor statistics and economic statistics on the East Coast and the West Coast. You would think it was New York, as I said, but New York's Federal Reserve is more involved in currencies and gold and things like that. The Philadelphia one is about the industrial base, all the way from basically Baltimore all the way up to Boston. And so the Philadelphia Reserve comes out with that beige book and, all the stats and what's going on and who's making money, who's losing money, who's being employed and so forth. So that's the trick pony they've come up with. Isn't that so nice? All right, let's take a look at the dollar index. I think you're seeing it up on the screen there. There it is. It's trying to pop back up again. It's still in the daily buy for a bunch of days there. And you can see, it went into the weekly buy last week. It's there. And tomorrow we'll see, how they're doing. Let's see, the 24th. So I guess that was Monday. So that is Monday. And so the weekly is going on a third week in a buy right there. Third week in a buy. Cool, huh? Very cool. And that seems, as I say, that's cool. It doesn't make sense though, right? Because what we're doing is we're worshiping to the bond god for lower interest rates. And so it's a confusion there. In other words, dollar should be going down. Euro should be going up. Let's take a look at the euro. Let's show you what the euro is doing at this moment and time. In real time. See, it's dropping down. Now it's trying to get through the buy though, and we do have a little green dot there. So it's the algorithm is saying, yeah, they're trying to buy me, but I'm down. But the algorithm is saying right here, nothing up my sleeve. And watch the trick, how it somehow or another in the end will be right more than wrong, which is very amazing to me every day for the last 45 years. And so it's trying to tell us that it's trying to lift up, and at the same time we're watching Mr. and Mrs. Dollar Index try to lift up, but with a red dot. And you can see even there, it's lifted there, and we're going into the third week of a weekly buy. And let's take a peek at that over here. Let's go look at that live from the East Coast. And dollar index. Now, wrong product. Right there. Not there. There. Cancel. Cancel. Da-da. And right there. Let's show you the dollar index on the other platform. Right there. Yep. Same situation. But. It's this is already the green is breaking down. We'll see. Yeah, because I do trust a lot of the beta. The beta is really good. You know, it's showing us the 24th there. Yes, it is, isn't it? Yeah. No. Yes. Look at that. That's the daily, and it's showing us the 24th. I think that had something to do with the missing that day last week, so that's good. But our new beta is up, and we're getting very close. I was on it yesterday for a little bit. It was fun. And probably going after it again today. We're going to have a new beta, I believe, by the end of the week. So could be even as late as tomorrow, or as early as tomorrow. And that'll be nice, where the weekly and the daily do update, and we'll go from there. So let's go take a peek at. Let's see. We just left. Where did we just leave? We just left the dollar index, and so we are trying to comprehend, exactly what's going on in the interest rate market. Let's just take a look at the bond right here too. There's the bond right there. See the bond? Bond, when it rises, this right here, this action right there. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. When it rises like that, what that tells us is, let me see if I can go like that. Can you see that? I think you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. When it rises, it's telling us that the interest rates are dropping. Remember, this is the price of the bond, not the yield of the bond. Notice there's been a lot of daily buys going on in here, and then it flattened out with all the red dots 3 days in a row, and then it, almost a flat line. I guess we could make this even bigger, try to interpret it even more. It looks like they're minus. Let's do this like that. There we are. You can see these two were minus, and it was red dots, and now we've jumped back into the daily buy. But we had a red dot and was up yesterday. Today's the 25th. Now I realize what I'm saying. And so the 25th is probably going to be even higher. So it's definitely in the buy, which is a very positive sign. That's why they call them the bond vigilantes. It's an over-the-counter market, and it's very hard to intimidate them. They are very tough. They are not easy to beat up on. And so even with zero interest rates, all they did is made tons of money. It was like free money for everybody, and they didn't have a choice about it. Why do you think the Securities Exchange Commission and the Federal Trade and the Futures Trading Commission and the securities, the government itself, the Federal Reserve, are not happy about crypto? Because they can't control it, and they can't control the bond traders. Bond traders move money all over the place, and they do it when they want, where they want, because they're executing the trades. And it's an over-the-counter market. I know if anybody's curious what the difference is, just let me know, and we'll explain the difference between over-the-counter versus listed. As we take a sip of water there. All right, so from there, let's go back to the other platform let's go take a look at the euro again. There's the euro. It's trying to move down, but the algorithm is saying, not so fast. Not so fast. The weekly is trying to turn up. You can see here the fast has broken through the negative manifold. And so it's trying to lift. Now the green, the slow, is moving very slow. We'll see how they march along. To there we go to the cable. Let's see what the cable's up to today. And there is the cable. And you see it tried to climb into the buy yesterday with a green and a red. And then let's just widen it out more so you can see it even more prolific. There's the green and the red. And today we are trying to climb into the buy. Much stronger than the euro, obviously, because when we look at the euro, it's down. Even with a green dot, it's down. The algorithm is trying to lift up too. So it's just a matter of time. So the cable looking firm. Like I said, the cable's been performing well. I think I want to give credit to Nigel Farooq. You know, he's reinventing the three-party system to the point where I believe that the conservatives are going to take over the second position. With that, his party will be the opposition. And then Tories will start to have to wonder, what are they up to next? You know, I mean, they I think they're starting to call themselves the Tony Blair Tories. I think that's what it is. They want to be everything to everybody. Does that sound like a politician to you? I'm not sure. Do politicians want to be everything to everybody? I guess so on election day. On election day, definitely. Definitely on election day. They want to be everything to everybody. Indeed. So they can get that next paycheck. And Nigel Farooq's party is trying to stay with law and order and constitution, or whatever they have over there, just law and order. They don't have a constitution. I guess the Magna Carta, I don't know. Try to do that more. He did a fine job, Nigel, and the Conservatives in the European Parliament. They took control of that. Their party did, that is. And booted the Tories out of it. So, that's the cable. And it looks good to me. It looks like it doesn't want to let go. You can see here it only went into the weekly sell last week. Not like the euro, where the euro has been in a weekly sell now for, what, 3 full weeks now. Whereas the cable went into the sell last week, and it's already trying to get up again. We'll see if there's some short-term buying that perks it up more. You see that the slow is in between the manifold here, whereas on the euro it's down below it. All right, from there we go over to the inflation fighters. That is Switzerland. Currency's holding firm. They've been losing a little bit, but then they have cut their rates twice now. Something the ruling party here and the central bank can't figure out how to do. They've been promising us since November. Are we in? Is it Christmas yet? No. Let's see. It's what time is it now? Oh, it is getting ready to be the 4th of July. All right, we're going into the summer. So last November, in the middle of the winter, I guess, or the beginning of the winter, was that the fall? It could have been in the fall, no less. Not even in the winter, because like the winter starts at the solstice, right? So yeah, you know, I mean, it was in the fall of last year that the ruling party here had the central bank declare, we declare that we're going to cut rates 7 times. 7 times we're declaring that we're going to cut those rates. Yes, sir, D. Yes, sir, D. And where we are now, we are getting ready to go into the 4th of July, and not one rate has been cut. And as much as they want to sing the song that, oh, we got inflation under control, zip-dee-doo-dah, they do not. And but the media tells you they've got inflation under control, and it's been dropping. So what is the malfunction here that they don't drop rates? And every economist with a very successful track record says, don't you dare. Don't you dare drop those rates. Please don't drop those rates, because you're just going to instigate even more inflation. But they don't care. They're like honey badgers. The ruling party here says, we don't care. We want lower rates so people can think that we're doing something right. And obviously, since last fall, it hasn't happened. But looking at the Swiss, they've lowered their rates twice now since they've fought the inflation. And look at the chart there. As you can see, that currency has been on a downwardly drift, which is very positive for Switzerland, and a reduction in what? Traders? Inflation. When your currency goes down like that and it gets strong, it is taking out the idea that inflation is bad. It's endemic. It's part of the system. In this case here, Switzerland has done a good job of fighting the inflation. They've dropped the interest rates now twice in, 4 months, something like that. Not bad. Not bad at all. And their currency is not at 101. It's at 90 or 9, not even. It's at 89.37. They're doing a fine job. So they're the inflation fighters. And they're doing a fine job. And we need somebody to go AWOL from Switzerland and go ask Mr. Powell for a job and then teach him something, will you? Because right now he's just enormously irritating. And up until like 3 months ago, he was still telling us how they were going to lower rates. Oh, well, we're going to go lower them 3 times now. And then we'll lower them 4 more times next year. Yeah, the check is in the mail. That's what they say over here in the United States. The check is in the mail. That's the payment. The payment is in the mail. All right, from there we go over to Japan and the yen. And they are dealing with lots of inflation right there. You can see that upwardly drift, which means when it's going up, it's losing against the dollar. And it means it becomes more expensive to live and work and so forth. And you can see the daily's been in a buy for a while now, over a couple of weeks. The weekly's been in a buy for almost a whole month. At the end of May, going into July, it went into the buy down here in this bottoming thing over here somewhere. And let me see. Matter of fact, you could really see it. It's like right there. Right where the green crossed the manifold. It started to jump into the buy. And so, let's I want to take a look at the Nikkei, see what the Nikkei did. Nikkei's, the stock market over there does have lots of interest. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. There's Nikkei. You missed all those things I was pointing out. Oh, I'm so sad. So we'll go back and just point them out real quick again. There's the Nikkei. Let's show you the picture of the inflation fighters. The inflation fighters right there. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's got that downwardly slope, as we said. And they've cut the interest rates a few times, and they're good at it. They are controlling inflation. And then there's the magic of cable versus the euro, as we were saying a few minutes ago. Whereas the euro is still having its issues and fighting to stay above that zero line. It's at 0.0000 or ZZZZ4. It's on the edge, But then when we go back over to the rest of them, as you can see, the cable, it's up inside this manifold right there, and it's dipping a little bit with the euro, but overall, it's much stronger and much more firmer. All right, so now we're looking at the yen. I showed you what we missed. There's the yen, and at the same time, we go back over to the other platform right there, and there's the Nikkei. The Nikkei, stocks. When you're looking at the currencies, they're definitely an example of what inflation looks like and growth in a country. It's GDP and PPP and employment and inflation, interest rates and all the magic that makes an economy go. And at this time, when you're looking at the Nikkei. The Nikkei represents the stock market, which is a very small market compared to bonds and currencies and gold and oil. The stock market's the 5th size out of all that. It's at the bottom of the pack, and so the Nikkei, it can be an inflation hedge. And if anybody wants to understand the difference between an inflation and an inflation hedge, we can explain that. Just ask. Glad to describe it if you care to know. And so it can be a good inflation hedge. And so that's the reason why the stocks go up, because they're trying to hedge their risk. Inflation, hedge, risk. It's all magical. All magical. All right. So from there, we jump over to, there's not much more to be said about the yen. I could go on a litany about it, but it's not worth it. Let's go to the great experiment. The great experiment of the euro against the Turkish lira. Uh-oh. It popped out of the box a little bit there, but fell back underneath. Yay. We're 3 days in the daily buy. A few months in a weekly buy. But it is staying in a nice tight range relative to its normal insanity. So, at this point, we're cheering on the idea that it doesn't stay, it doesn't climb out of this range. We want it to move back down right here. We want to see the Turkish people have a year of nice, slow, sideways action that has no meaning. And that alone would be a very success for the administration, I think. For the currency, for the neophytes that have not seen this webinar and know about the Euro-Turkish lira pairs trade, this product has gone from 1 to 2 to 2 to 4. Can you imagine the yen going from 1 to 1.5 to 1.5 and 3? Or 3 to 6? And then the Euro-Turkish lira went from 4 to 8. And then when it got tired of hanging around 8, it went to 16. And then when it got bored with 16, it went to 32. And its all-time high now is like 36.5. So it's like, guys, we don't want to see 72. The population doesn't want to see 72. So whatever you're doing right now, keep it up. Because this thing has not gotten too insane for like the last bunch of months. Now, we'll be very, very happy. This last long weekly buy. And here, let me just show you, as much as it sounds as crazy as I'm saying, we'll show you physically the reality to it right there as we tighten up the position. Let's show it to you, too, at the same time. Right there. And so, the product was trading in the 28s back in September of last year, and we're still about 4.5 months, or 3.5 months to September, I guess you could say. We have to do July and August and then September, so we're 2.5 months away from, or not even 2 months and a week. And so this poor product from that time period went from 28 to 36. Ouch. And when we go back and look at it even more, it's even more hideous. Look at that. Can you imagine it was trading at a 12 at one point? Now it's trading at 36, and you can see just on the corner there, we're down at the 10. And when we go back even further, it is a sad, sad story of experimentation of economics. But look at that. And that's why we've drawn those boxes months ago. We could see that we were getting into a plateau. And so we've drawn those boxes on there. And we're damn glad to see it that way. We're cheering for the population. And we're hoping that the Turkish population gets a breather from the close of insanity experimentation of finance in that country. And it looks like it's starting to calm down. Something good is happening. It's starting to stall out. And if it would just bounce between this range now for like the next 5 years or 7 years, matching the move from 1 to 36, it'd be a wonderful thing. This way the economy could start to grow and stabilize. And so that's why we call it the Great Experiment, because we watched it live. And our math was so accurate throughout it all. We went one time 54 weeks in a weekly buy from that March. And in this case here, it was where the green line is, let's see right there, the green line right there, that was 33 weeks until it went into a weekly sell right here, which we thought, ooh, cool. And then next week it went right back into the buy again. And so what's that? That's 3, that's 6, we're in the 8th week now. So 41 out of the last 42 weeks it's been in a weekly buy. 41 out of the last 42 weeks it's been in a weekly buy. Wow, wow, and more wow. All right. So here it is, the truth of currencies. How they work and what they're doing. So from here, we're going to march all the way down into South Africa. We're going to take a look at the currency there, the South African rand. or in the currency universe, it's known as the ZAR, Z-A-R, and bang, had a nice downwardly slope. When it's going down, it's gaining against the dollar. When it's rising up, it's losing against the dollar. In this case here, we've slid into the sell once they came up with this unity government. We do believe, us right here, me, that this has about a 33% premium on it because of the lack of political stability. Yes, stability. The word stability means that things are not crazy or wild. They're kind of smooth and calm. Stability. And so because of the instability of the politics down there, what you get is you get a big premium put on your currency, and it hurts the population even more. In other words, it's like a 33% increase in inflation. That's like, ow, I don't like that. That's no fun. So what we see there now is a couple days of bouncing. And when this goes down, normally we see, we'll do it on the J4X. Or on the, not J4X, on the beta. Where is it at? We'll take a look at gold. And gold usually follows it in the reverse direction. So in other words, when you look at the, where is it at? Right there. See, gold has been moving up, not magnificently on any level, but going up. As we're in weekly sells, it's flirting now. It's trying to get into a weekly buy. It's telling us that hey, they want to buy it. It's like, okay, good, buy it. And that's what happens. So when this goes down, the South African rand goes down, gold goes up in value. Say like here, where it glided down starting off in April, late April. And we go there and see in late April, what did it do? It went up. See that? It was going up. Let's do that again right there. There we are. It was going up. It does the reverse. That's why we watch it. All right. What else can we say about the South African rand? These last couple of days probably are just like trying to get organized, picking portfolios, how they put the government together, because they have a full unity government, and there's a part of that, a third of it wants to kill another third of the government. They actually want laws so that they can kill them and take their properties. So that's why there's a 33% haircut on the currency. It's because like they're on the edge of the abyss. But they did elect an ANC that was about 39%, and then the competition to support the Zulu political party and the the DA Democrat Alliance. They're almost 30%, so that's not too bad. That kind of calms a lot of the crazy down, and so we're hoping. Our fingers are crossed. All right, from there, we dance our way over to, where do we go, traders? Anybody want to see anything? Maybe we should take a look at some news. See what the news is all about. What's been going on today in the financial markets? What the political opinion, what the financial opinion, what the economic opinion, what the opinion is. Let's take a quick look at the news. Let's see what they're up to. All right, let's see. We'll go over to here. And then we'll cross-match any news story with the financial side of it right here. And then say, hey, look at that. That's why the algorithm is giving us a hint that something's going on. And that's usually the way it works. Okay, so let's go like this. And then go like this. See what's in Zero Hedge today. Well, in Zero Hedge, one of the financial websites, Julian is free. Assange, released after time served plea deal with DOJ, departs for home. Good. Maybe they paid to get him out. People surprised and worried by UK Army ad showing exclusively white people. Oh, no. Let's see what else we got there. There's some talk of bird flu. Last minute twist, Boeing offers all stock deal to acquire Spirit Air Systems. Cool. So they're gonna become a Spirit Air System. I guess that's the airline. Boeing's a major stock, one of the big producers of airplanes on the planet, between them and the Eurobus. So futures rise as NVDA rebound from 3-day sell-off. Yeah, the AI chip basically was feeling the pain. Anybody want to see what it looks like on ARM math? Let's go check it out. Where should I do that? I guess I should go. Let's open it up here. Because it may be trading live right now, so we'll be able to see it live with our algorithm at the same time. Let's see, where's it at? It's right there. Okay, let's do this. Check this out. And you'll see NVDA right there. Good, it's popping right up instantly. And you see here, it went into the sell there, up around the 100. It was the high that day was 140 and change, closed at 130 and change, and we've had some sells for the last 3 days. And that is today. That's live right there. That's today. It's trading at 121.70. It settled last night at 118.11, and you can see the weekly is trying to kiss its way right into the buy again. It's been in a sell for a few days back, or a few weeks back, I'm sorry. Yeah. So it was in the weekly sell when it went into the daily sell right there. Right there. So we'll see what the action is. Was the number one stock in the world up until 2 days ago. It was the biggest company in the world. Over $3 trillion. Microsoft is a $3 trillion, and I believe Apple Computer is also a $3 trillion. So tech rules. There's no doubt about that. Let's see. Let me see. Close that. Save that too. And close workspace. There we are. There's intraday stock market. Let's show you what it's looking like. Looky. There's yesterday. That's last night. Right there. Did a nice little sell-off again down into the 10 area during the European hours. And then rallied up. They all figured, hey, you know what? I think we'll buy this instead of sell it. And it's been up on this plateau right here. Went into the buy right there. Off of that little guy. Right. Is it that one? Fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here. It went into the buy on that one. Yeah, right there. And it went into the sell again right there. 2 over. Yes, that one there. Very sloppy. And then back into the buy again right there. And till there. Then now back into a sell. No, the sell was right there. Off of that one, I guess. And then it jumped right back into the buy a couple bars over. And it's gone nowhere. No, they did the sell. Okay, another sell there. So this is an intraday chart. And we can show you even on a smaller scale, which is always fun to trade with. So it goes into the buy right there. You're going to see this thing moving around. This is one Tesla, as I call it. One Tesla, 396. And so, or no, I'm sorry, it's 693. Sorry about that, 693 to Tesla. It's reversed out, 2 Teslas. So I think a Tesla is 396. He believes it, or he plays with those numbers in different ways. I think he does declare 693 as some type of magical cycle. I think he says it is when you play around with a shortwave radio, that's the frequency you hear space static from the wind. But the wind is always shifting up there. But it's trapped in some type of range like that. But I wouldn't consider it like it's not like the speed of light. But he thought it was. He thought it definitely was. So I guess it's more like being in sync with the space wind that goes through the solar system. And so that's why he always believed that was a magical number. So you see here, we go into a buy right there, and still buying. They're still buying. Buy. If we widen this out even more, give you more flavor, you see right there it went into the sell. That didn't last long. It went right back into the buy for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Went into the buy on that one right there. Is it that one or that one? Either way, right in there somewhere it went into the buy right there. Climbed up a little bit. Then it did that sell thing. And that went all the way down to there. Then it went into the buy thing there. And now it's back in the sell thing there. There's right there's the buy. Not these there, because both colors are all above the zero line here. And so there's the buy. And that's always fun to play and trade. Let's see what else we got going on here. So let's get over to we were looking at, that was Nevada we were looking at, and that's the stocks. That's the stock indices themselves. So after, as it said, after a 3-day rout, futures rise as Nevada rebounds a whole $2 or $3, I think it is. Something like that. Where was it at? 21, so it's almost $3 up. Let's see. The future may be stable coin, but it shouldn't include Tether. Okay. Who gets the house in divorce between the United States and China? Good question. Airbus shares, there's a conversation about it. Airbus shares hit turbulence after delivering stunning and rather damaging profit warning. Uh-oh. Now, these are stock and economic stats. In immigration and economy, a complicated picture. Climate protesters out of control as they attack Stonehenge. Are they still doing that? I thought they did that like a week ago. All right, so there's the marketplace. 7 Nevada stocks we are watching. 430 billion in gone. Ouch. In other words, they were AI stocks on some level or another. All right, so that's into the news. Let's go over to the rest of the planet and see how their stock indices are doing. We saw what Japan was doing with the Nikkei right there. Climbing. Still in the weekly sell. And we'll see tomorrow if it's jumped into the weekly buy. From there, we go over to South Korea. And as you can see, that was up at one of its 6 month highs or 7 month highs, and then it sold off the last couple of days. It's in a daily sell yesterday, probably in a daily sell today, and you can see the weekly jumped into the buy. Let's just amplify that so we can see. What was that? Let's try it this way. I'm going to do it again, because I want to see what it's doing. Looks like to me, can't tell. Is that it? It's in a minus, I guess. 20. And this one is, what is that? That is, it's not telling, it's the 17th. Okay, that's the weekly. So that's last week it was in a buy, but what was that? It's so tight. Let's see if we can get one more shot at it. Oh, the new beta is also really good at emphasizing stuff like that. It squeezes. That's a minus 0.1159, where this is a plus 1588. Okay, I was going to find out. I wanted to know. So what we're looking at is it closed on the 14th in a weekly buy, and then last week it closed in a weekly buy. And you can see here it's been climbing with that weekly buy since here, in this area here. OT. So, whoop, and we'll redo that. Let's go to the basically the AI chip hometown. That is Taipei in Taiwan, and let's take a look at that. That's been very firm, for a while now. It's doing the same thing like South Korea, backing off a little bit, taking some profits last couple days, but overall it has been very firm, very steady for a country that's constantly being threatened by its neighbor, China, China, China. So, and you can see it's been in a weekly buy. They're not exactly worried about it for 10 weeks now. And you can see it's climbed from 20,000 to 23.5. So they're not worried. I liked how the new president of Taiwan after the election said, calm down. You can't take our country. You can't conquer our island. We can strike you just as easy as you strike us. I thought that was a really good thing. You got to figure, if they're creating AI chips, what kind of nice weaponry chip do they have? It probably can stop the missile in mid-flight, turn direction, stand there for a little bit to look where the attack is coming from, and change direction. It's probably so smart. All right, from the Taiwan market, we'll go over to the Philippines. They're really doing hand-to-hand combat with the old Chinese. And there's the Philippines. They've been drifting down from the 6,800 area down to the 6,200 area. We've been in a weekly sell there for a solid 5 weeks, going on a 6th week now. And you can see it's been drifting down. From there, we march our way over to the bad boy of the neighborhood, Shanghai. And it's another new low today. Oh my goodness gracious. Come down from the 3,100 area, 3175, down to the 2925. Woo. And it's been in a weekly sell, a good solid 5 weeks, also going on a 6th week. Ow, mommy. Ow, that hurts. We'll go further south and take a look at Hong Kong, the Hang Seng. Right there. There's the Hang Seng. And you can see it backed off from the 19,600 area down to the 18,000 or the 17,800 area. So not as bad, but it has been in a weekly sell for 3 solid weeks. And last week, it started to make the turn. We may see tomorrow when this comes on, if we're still using this and we don't have our new beta that updates every day, it'll be a plus. It'll be very cool. Very, very cool. And then from there, we go to the Singapore Straits Times. Right there. And that's been relatively firm. It's got that little weakness going on like some of the others, but overall it's been up around the 3360 area, 3360, and it only drifted down to the 3300, maybe 3290, I guess you could say, 3290. 70 points, that's not too bad. And it was in that long daily sell, and now for a second day it's in a daily buy. The weekly is 3 solid weeks in a sell. Let's see what they're going to do with it tomorrow when the index is alive tomorrow, showing us the Tuesday market. It'll be very interesting to see. Okay, from there, we march our way down into the South Pacific and take a look at the all ordinaries out of Australia, mates. The Australian market. Oh no. There we are. Australia. And you see there, it's been firm. It's weak. It slops all over the place. You see last week it put itself in that situation where it's saying, I think we want to go into a weekly buy. That was the close of Friday. Couldn't get fully through, but it did a pretty good job telling us, hey, watch out. And after 2 weeks in a down. And notice the daily. 4 days the same way in a buy. It got shooken up with the push down, but it didn't fall into the sell. Could have if it had been underneath the line there. Instead, it's popping back up. More than likely, we're in a buy today there, too. Now we're going to slide over to the Indian Ocean. Check out Mumbai and the Nifty 50. And there she is. There she blows. making another new all-time high after, what's that, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a sell. Yesterday it closed in an all-time high. No. Today it's at the all-time high. That's today. Let's just show you that. That's today. That's the 25th. So it tried to climb up into it yesterday. Didn't have. If it had a green dot, we would have been able to declare it in a buy yesterday. But today it didn't matter. There it is. At the same time, it's in a weekly buy for 3 solid weeks. It tried to push down. Wasn't doing too good a job at it. And more than likely tomorrow we're going to see this thing on a 4th week of a weekly buy. We march over to the. We were trying to get. Oh, I know. Didn't we get the Dubai? Let's take a look at the Dubai one. I think that's it right there. There's Dubai. Well, that's great. Let's try this. There we go. This is Aramco. So we can kind of watch the way the largest stock in the Saudi Arabian market has been on a downwardly draft. It was up around $30. It's down in the 27.60 area now. It's been in a daily sell throughout that whole March. See, there's the 26th, and there's the 26th right there. They're not aligned very closely. It should be moved over more. This should have been wider. The new beta, I believe, will do that with no problem. You can adjust it, which will be nice. You'll be able to pull it, and it'll go over to the left and right. Anyway, so since the 26th, it's been in a weekly sell. What is that? 6, 9, and 4 is 13. So 13 out of the last 17 days, it was in a sell. And really now it's basically 14 out of 18 really. 14 out of 18 days in a sell. And it's been in a weekly sell since all the way back in the 22nd, since this plateau up in here. Yeah. All right, now let's see if we can get that Dubai. There we go. Let's see. It doesn't seem to want to pop up. I'm not sure why it won't pop up. Let's try that. That's hogs. Does that pop up? That's not popping up either. There's cotton. There's cotton moving. Let's try it again. Going like that. Nope. Not updating. All right. So from Dubai, not seeing what that is. Just that last time we haven't seen. It's not updated at all, so we can't even see what Dubai is doing. Maybe we can. 80. What's 80? Was that cotton? Let's go back to cotton for a second. That's cotton. Okay. Cotton's trying to lift up, but it's been in that weekly sell now 9 out of 10 weeks. And it's basically come down from the 80 down into the low mid-60s. Now we've jumped back up to 74. All right, from cotton, we'll shoot over to stocks in Europa, right there. It's been in a weekly sell for a solid 3 weeks. Wasn't a daily sell for the slide down, but it seems to be digging its heels in and trying to get into a buy. You see it there, and you see it there. Whoop! Tried to get in that buy thing, Today it's down a little bit, because that is today. But it's been trying to get into the buy these last 4 days. It's been bouncing around in it. Nothing pretty. From there, we jump over to, let's see, that's the Stokes 500/50B. What else do we have in Europe? I thought we had something else in Europe we looked at. Let's look at the DAX. There's the DAX. DAX is down today. They're not reflecting today on the algorithm has been in a daily buy for this move right here, but today they sold it down. Interesting, right there. They're selling it down. That's the 25th. They're putting some pressure on it. It's been in a weekly sell for the last 3 weeks. No wonder it hasn't been able to do that good a job on the upside. It's been in the weekly sell since back here in where was it? June, basically. All of June, it's been in the weekly sell, and that's why it's been sloppy to down. From there, we'll go over to the Paris market. There's the CAC 40. 3 days in a buy, going on a 4th. And also, unfortunately, this product has been 6 weeks in a weekly sell, going into a 7th week, and that's why it has that downwardly draft. See the downwardly draft thing going on. Can you see that? I don't think you can. See that? You see flashes, that's it. So basically this downwardly draft right there. Down, down, down it goes. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Doing the down thing. There we are. Let's take a look at London. Oh, look at the stock market. Stock market, let's just give you a quick look at that. It's jumped up even more. The S&P's, let's see, we were watching this one, the very, very shortest term one right there. It's been in the buy since back in here. Is that right? Yes, that is right. So we showed you that earlier. Still in the buy and still climbing. So the S&P 500 is now at 5,530, basically right there, 530 and 25. Oh, let's show that to you. You can't see it. Oh no. Right there. Strength galore. Went into the buy right there. Somewhere's around there. Right there. We don't pay attention to the red and green dots on intradays. We let them just flash around for the fun of it. But they don't stop you from getting long or short the red and green dots. All right, and from there, let's take a look at the FTSE. Out of London, the FTSE in London is right there. It's been in a downwardly slope. For a while, it was leading, and it was all-time highs, no more than back in the middle of last month. And you can see, it's come down from this top area right there. Oh, what's up with that? There it is. This top area right there, that was all-time highs. And then you can see, it's been in a buy, daily buy now for 5 days. And it's been climbing. At the same time, we've been in a weekly sell for 2 weeks. Since, basically the beginning of June. So basically, summer's around in here. We went into the weekly sell. Right around in here somewhere. And you can see it was in a daily sell at the top. But we were in weekly buys back then. It gave us a good warning not to be long anymore, that's for sure. We just didn't catch the short until this part right here. This is where we caught the short from this top right there. So now looks like it's trying to threaten its way into the buy again. That'd be neat. Let's see what else we got going on in that. All right, that completes the Europa adventure. Do we have anything else out there that's going on? I'm looking. I could have sworn that we have 4 products now we can look at when we look at Europe. And I'm just double checking to make sure there's nothing else out there. Because I've been trying to find things, to put up on the screen there. I wonder if we could get the Spanish index. We'll have to try to get that. Every time I try to find it, it doesn't want to give it to me. Milan would be nice. See what Milan's doing. Be able to follow Georgie. She's doing a great job there in Italy. All right. What time is it? Time to go. Time to go. To go. So, we have to have a title today. What's the title today? Boy, was I on a rampage this morning about the ruling junta? Are they a pain in the neck or what? So, we have to come up with a title. So this is Doc from North America saying, happy trails to you until we meet again tomorrow on Wednesday, hump day. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders. Catch you on the flip side tomorrow. Ta-ta for now.